Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was a great man. He did many things to help make this world a better place. This is his story.
Mom, the sound of the water pump that said whites only is just not fair.
Martin, you were as good as anyone. When Martin got home, he went to go play with his friends. His friend's mother answered the door and said, "You can't play with my boys anymore. You are black. They are white. This is the rule of the South." Martin ran home and cried. "Martin, are you in there?"
Yes, come in.
"I heard about what happened at your friend's house. I'm really sorry. Remember, you are as good as anyone."
You're right. When I grow up, I'm going to change the way things are. I'm going to get big words like Dad uses at church. And I'll prove that everyone can be great. Everyone can be great.
Martin grew up, went to college, and became Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. One day, in 1955 in Alabama, a woman named Rosa Parks was coming home from work on a bus. A white man told her to get up from her seat so he could sit. She said no one was arrested, just for believing she was just as important as a white person. Many black people found out about this and got angry. Martin did not want blacks to protest with violence. Martin looked up to an Indian man named Gandhi who won freedom in India without violence. He wanted everyone to protest peacefully, so they decided not to ride the buses until they could sit anywhere they wanted.
Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that.
Yeah, love can do that!
Sooner or later, the people of the world will have to discover a way to live together. When the history books are written, someone will say there lived black people who had the courage to stand up for their rights.
For 381 days, they walked to work and school and church. Martin walked with them, talked with them, sang with them, prayed with them, until the white city leaders agreed that they could sit anywhere they wanted.
Isn't it great? We have gained an equal right. But there is a long way to go. When our children are grown, I want them to have freedom and equal rights wherever they go.
But they had a long way to go. Dr. King and other black Americans all over the South continued to protest for equal rights for the next 10 years. White people white people in power ordered them to stop, but they kept on marching. They were jailed, beaten, and even murdered. But they kept on marching. Some blacks wanted to fight with their fists, but Martin convinced them not to.
Wait. Love is the key to all to the problems of the world.
Many white Southerners hated Martin's words because it made them afraid. They bombed his house and his brother's house, but he refused to stop fighting peacefully for equal rights.
Remember, if I am stopped, this movement will not be stopped because God is with this movement.
The marches continued. More and more people listened to Martin's words. He shared his dreams with a huge crowd in Washington, D.C. on August 28, 1963. Here are his words. "I say to you today, my friends, so even though we face the difficulties of today and tomorrow, I still have a dream. This is a dream deeply rooted in the American dream. I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident and that all people are created equal. I have a dream that one day on the red hills of Georgia, sons of former slaves and sons of former slave owners will be able to sit down together at the table of brotherhood. I have a dream that one day, even in the state of Mississippi, a state sweltering with the heat of injustice, sweltering with the heat of oppression, will be transformed into an oasis of freedom and justice. I have a dream that my 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the contact of their character. I have a dream today.
I have a dream that one day in Alabama, with this vicious precious, with its governor having his lips dripping with words of interpretation and notification. One day, right here in Alabama, little black boys and black girls will be able to join hands with little white boys and white girls as brothers and sisters. I have a dream today!
I have a dream that one day every valley shall be exalted, and every hill and mountain shall be made low. The rough places will be plain, and the crooked places will be made straight. And the glory of the Lord shall be revealed, and all flesh shall see it together. This is our hope. This is a faith that I go back in the south with. With this faith we will be able to hew out the mountain of despair, a stone of hope. With this faith we will be able to transform with jangling discords of our nation into a beautiful symphony of brotherhood. With this faith we will be able to work together, pray together, to struggle together, go to jail together, to stand up for freedom together, knowing that we will be free one day. And this will be the day. This will be the day when all of God's children will be able to sing with new meaning. My country, 'tis of thee, sweet land of liberty, of thee I sing. Land of where my father died, land of where my father died, land of the pilgrim's pride, from every mountainside let freedom ring. And if America is to be a great nation, this must become true. So let freedom ring in the prodigious hilltops of New Hampshire. Let freedom ring from the mighty mountains of New York. Let freedom ring from the heightening Alleghenies of Pennsylvania. Let freedom ring from the snow-capped Rockies of Colorado. Let freedom ring from the curviest slopes of California. But not only that, let freedom ring from the Stone Mountain of Georgia. Let freedom ring from the Lookout Mountain of Tennessee. Let freedom ring from every hill and molehill of Mississippi. From every mountainside, let freedom ring.
And when this happens, and when we allow freedom to ring, when we let it ring from every village and every hamlet, from every state and every city, we will be able to speed up that day when all of God's children, black men and white men, Jews and Gentiles, Pacificans and Catholics will be able to join hands and sing the words of the old Negro spiritual, free at last, free at last. Thank God Almighty, we're free at last.
Thank you, Dr. King.